Hello, I'm Betty Boucher. I'm the ICC Winter Program Director, and I am wanting to share with you today some tips and tricks on how to save money, save time, and be inspired to prepare meals for your family that they will actually enjoy. This is going to hopefully be for kind of all levels of food preparation. If you love to cook, if you don't love to cook, if you have a lot of time, certain times of the day or the month, I will give you lots of ideas and tips on how you can make the most of your time and your budget. So just a little background on me. I was born in Connecticut, and at the time, what you would call probably, we had sort of an urban garden. My mother was a nurse. My father was an engineer of sorts, working with heat treating equipment, and he did a lot of traveling, and he brought lots of ideas home in terms of cooking and cuisines. And we moved to Maine when I was in 6th grade, and then we went full on homestead, and we had beef cows, dairy cows, rabbits, chickens, both meat and egg laying chickens. We had sheep, we had pigs. We smoked our meats, we froze, we dehydrated from the garden. Our garden was huge, it was an organic garden, and we made our own butter, cheese, yogurt. So I had lots of time and free reign in the kitchen to use all these wonderful products, vegetables and berries and fruits and meats. And never occurred to me to go to culinary school, but what I did for fun on my school vacations was I would research all different cuisines, and I would make a dish from maybe 5 to 7 different countries and prepare this big meal for my family and my neighbors, and we'd have this big buffet, and my dog is over there wanting to get into the kitchen. So that's a little background on me. When I went to college, not for culinary arts, my college summers, I worked in many different restaurants, in steakhouses and fine dining, and also catering businesses. Where then 35 years ago, my husband and I moved to the island, moved into the Rothschild's home. I was their chef, and I was really hooked on cooking professionally. So that's a little background on me. So to begin with, I wanted to talk about ways that you can save money and time. And one of the ways is to do make-ahead meals. You've heard of meal prep and so forth. Well, why would you want to do that? When do you do that? How do you do that? What do you do with make-ahead meals? Well, why? Let's start with that. Well, mealtime happens. Sometimes you're in a dinner dilemma. Had a really busy day. You've been on the mainland. Maybe not in COVID times, but you know, the kids have games or practices of some sort. You don't have a lot of time. So when you have meals that are made in advance, you don't have to think about it. You can take something out of the freezer or something that you've thawed from the freezer earlier in the day. So another reason why you might enjoy make-ahead meals is you get to control the ingredients. Now, if you're in that dinner dilemma, you got to get food on the table. Oftentimes we grab the pizza. Pizza's okay, but to have more of a variety and maybe more nutrition, you can control the portions and the ingredients that you put in your make-ahead meal. Budget control, time control, and you can also cut down on packaging. That's become a very important way that make-ahead meals can be very beneficial. So there's no one-size-fits-all. You have to assess what your needs are, what your family enjoys, and what the season is, and what you like to eat. What's the best way to go about make-ahead meals? Well, you can make your own convenience foods. Do you use Biscuit, for example? Do you use cream soups from a can? Do you make brownies often? You can save a lot of money by making pre-made mixes. For example, cream of anything, soup, not your Campbell soup. You can make a dry mix and then vary it to whatever your recipe wants. Mushrooms, asparagus, shrimp, by adding those items from the base. And you can do it very effectively, efficiently, and inexpensively, and it's ready for you. Freezer foods. There are 3 basic methods which you can mix and match. One way is once a month. Now that way of shopping and cooking requires a lot of stamina and maybe 2 days, so and probably the most amount of planning. But it's done for most of a month if you plan it well. You can take advantage of the season specials and what's in season from gardens, farmers markets. If it's scallop season, you can buy a gallon of scallops, for example, and break it down into smaller packages in the freezer, saving money and being able to have something that's really delicious that's more expensive in other times of the year. And another way is by cooking like once a week. Perhaps it's on a Saturday or Sunday. You do a big shopping and a big cook. It's good for getting started in meal making ahead. And it takes advantage also of sales and seasonal items. Another way is to just double batch everything. It really doesn't take that much more time to make a double batch of lasagna, for example, or soup or cookies, and then putting them in, for example, cookies, make a big batch and then bake off what you're going to have at the time, and then put the rest in the freezer in logs or portioned out, ready to go. Those are really good to have. Pot pies, another good reason or recipe to have that doubles and is nice to have in the freezer. So grab and go freezer meals. These are completely assembled, and it could be cooked or it could be uncooked. They might need an overnight thaw or a microwave. And these can be your favorite items or specific for a crock pot. So a good example of a grab and go would be a burrito or a breakfast sandwich. You can do little egg cups or little quiches. And if you make a whole bunch of those, put some in the freezer, and then you can just pull them as you need them and enjoy them. Grab and go freezer snacks, granola bars. You can make really inexpensive, really delicious granola bars, power bars, muffins, quick breads, all those things. And you can individually wrap them or and pop them in the freezer, ready to go. components of grab and goes or make ahead meals might be to brown some meat. If you brown some ground beef or lamb or pork or turkey or chicken, then it's ready for your recipe. You just pull that out, and then you can start on your whatever you're going to do with it, whether it be in a casserole or a quesadilla or something of that sort. Meatballs are a good way to do a make ahead component of a meal, and then you can add whatever sauce you want with it, whether it be a traditional marinara or an Asian sauce maybe to put over rice. And meatballs don't have to be meat; they can be veggie balls, and those are very versatile to have in the freezer. Taco meat, specific meat that's browned for tacos, seasoned with taco seasoning. You can use that as a base or component for a soup or tacos. Makes meal making really quick and easy. Soup base. Making soup is so easy and delicious and nutritious, and very economical. For example, a couple nights ago, I made a big roast chicken, and my husband and I had a meal. I shared a meal of that chicken, and then another one the following night, and now I have a pot of chicken stock or soup going all day. Makes the house smell delicious, and it's very versatile. Chicken soup doesn't have to be chicken noodle soup. It can be chicken rice soup. You can turn it into a tortilla soup, have some Mexican flavors. You can turn it into chicken egg drop soup, sort of a Chinese flair. Whenever I am stuck for an idea for what to cook, I often will think in terms of nationalities, different cuisines. Japanese, Thai, Italian, Mexican, Spanish, Indian, and then from there, then I sort of build my other side dishes around. That's a really good tip for when you get in a rut. Another really good component to have in the freezer could be chopped onions, peppers, herbs, herb butters. Chopped celery. When you do your onions, your peppers, your carrots, your celery, all those are all chopped, ready to go, because many recipes start with those ingredients. If that's how you cook, that's how you want to cook, with more vegetables, more nutrition, more color. It's really a great way to start off your meal. So I've gone over lots of different ideas, some of which you've heard before, some that might be new to you. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. We will be doing a regular series in the next few weeks on Sundays at 5 o'clock. And we call this series Cook With Me. And it might not always be me, it may be you, if you are interested in sharing something that you know about food, because food can be fun, and food is fun, and it's sustaining. And I hope you enjoy this video.